This is your weekly IUP-TV News Bulletin, broadcasted from Davis Hall. My name is Kyle Bernstein.
And my name is Samantha McGill. We bring you stories that are relevant to IUP and the Indiana community.
Let's begin with local news. $90 million has been donated by John and Char Kopchik and received approval from IUP's Council of Trustees. This donation will go towards a brand new Natural Sciences and Mathematics building. Construction on the new building will begin immediately, and it's projected to open in 2022.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are helping people clear their criminal records with an upcoming clinic. This action was taken in response to Governor Tom Wolf's Clean Slate bill that went into effect last year. Those who want to know whether they're eligible can go to a seminar hosted by the Pittsburgh Steelers on March 26th at Heinz Hall.
Senator Bernie Sanders, Michael Bloomberg, and Joe Biden are all leading the Democratic primary in Virginia, just 2 weeks ahead of Super Tuesday, which could be a huge factor for the fight for the Democratic nomination. Sanders and Bloomberg received 22%, Biden right behind with 18%, Pete Buttigieg at 11%, Senator Amy Klobuchar at 9%, and Senator Elizabeth Warren at 5% in Tuesday's Monmouth University poll.
The Boy Scouts of America have filed for bankruptcy as the organization faces many lawsuits for allegations of sexual abuse. The Boy Scouts will use the bankruptcy to create a victims' compensation trust in order to provide victims with equitable compensation. Last year, nearly 8,000 Boy Scout leaders had been accused of sexually abusing children dating back decades.
Joel products were pulled off of the shelves in October of 2019 with hopes of reducing teen smoking and nicotine addiction. Now, teens are moving on to new disposable vape products. These products are popular due to the fact that President Trump's focused enforcement is on disposable cartridges, leaving loopholes for companies to continue producing products such as disposable vapes.
Now on to international news. More on the coronavirus. Reported cases have risen to nearly 50,000, which includes an estimated 2,000 deaths. This jump comes from seeing challenges in testing reliability. Government officials have responded to the mishandling of the outbreak by firing 2 leaders in Hubei and Wuhan, where the disease originated.
The United States ranks lower than 38 other countries on measurements of children's survival, health, education, and nutrition. The report was published in the Medical Journal early this week that ranked 180 countries based on a Child Flourishing Index. Every country in the world has levels of excess carbon emissions that will prevent younger generations from a healthy and sustainable future. This report helped to show how specific countries created sustainability for children's survival.
Apple warns coronavirus will hurt iPhone supplies. The tech giant said production and sales were affected and that worldwide iPhone supply would be temporarily constrained. With most stores in China either closed or operating at reduced hours, sales of Apple products will be lower. But despite that hope, factories and shops are slowly getting back to normal. Apple's warning will underline that China's economy will be seriously affected by the coronavirus.
Receiving a Jefferson Award for public service was an honor I will always cherish. I've known since I was very young that I wanted to help make a difference, but I didn't create an organization to win an award. I did it because as a teacher, I believe all kids deserve a good start and a shot at high achievement. I'm April King, a graduate of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Get my story at IUP.edu.
Preparing for a job requires understanding on the business culture you plan to work with. Every semester, IUP holds a 6 o'clock series featuring a business attire fashion show to help equip students for professional life after college. Anaya Pinky and Cade Burdett reported the story.
Preparing for a career after college isn't all about a degree. You also have to know what to wear. Luckily, here at IUP, we have tools and events to help students prepare for their careers from a fashion perspective. The 6 o'clock series hosted a business attire fashion show.
So I think a business attire fashion show is important for college students because it helps them understand what they need to wear in a variety of professional settings. For this show, we talk about not only interview attire, but business casual, what they can wear to an office social event, as well as just general business attire. So it shows them what they should be wearing, pieces they can start to collect as they build their professional wardrobe. So it hopefully kind of takes the confusing aspect of dressing in a professional setting once students graduate.
The 6 o'clock series provides IUP students, employees, and community members an opportunity to learn about current issues and approach familiar topics from a new perspective.
What I would take away from this business attire fashion show is what type of styles are more appropriate in the workplace, like open-toed shoes or colors that work better in a workplace, and which ones do or do not work in a workplace.
Understanding professional attire is the key to making the first great impression.
I think it's really important for students to do something like this, just to like get a feel and like get those butterflies out of their stomach, you know? I mean, whenever you go for an interview and things like that, you already feel like, am I gonna, nervous, like am I gonna do well or am I not gonna do well? And I know walking out onto a stage like this could be really nerve-wracking. So yeah, I think it's really important.
A degree is important, but so are first impressions. Dressing professionally can impress your employer or interviewer. This is Anaya Pinkney and Cade Burdett reporting for IUP-TV News.
Continuing on the subject about business attire, IUP also collaborated with local businesses to help students prepare their business appearance. Last week, Liam Noble and Kyle Bernstein had a chance to visit the local JCPenney store. Here's the story.
IUP's Career and Professional Development Center and JCPenney have teamed up once again for their annual Suit Up event. This is where members of the IUP community have the opportunity to buy professional attire at a 60% discount.
For the IUP students is definitely the availability to get discounts on really good products and clothing items to wear for interviews and possibly their career work, and that is very beneficial to the IUP students, and it's also good for our store because it helps us to make a more personal connection with some of the youth in our young adults within our community, and it also allows us to, of course, get a little bit of profit from it too, but also it's important for us to be able to help out our young college students.
This event is exclusive to IUP faculty, students, and staff, and is hosted during a critical time during the fall and spring semesters where IUP students are hunting for internships and jobs.
Well, I need some dress clothes, so it really helps a lot because it's a discount, and I'm a student in college and can't afford to pay for much things anyway, so see all my money goes on Starbucks and tuition.
I would recommend it because it's cheap, and also everyone has to do interviews at some point in their life, and if you get cheap clothes plus interviews, that's like a perfect combination.
No matter what your attire is, from formal to business casual, it's always good to have a great first impression for a long-lasting career when it comes to outfits. I'm Liam Noble reporting for IUP-TV News.
In a close game, IUP's women basketball took down conference rival Gannon 59-54. They came back after trailing in the fourth quarter to secure a much-needed win after last week's loss against Cal U. They look to continue their streak on Saturday against Seton Hill. Here's a recap from the women's game from our reporter, Colton Brooks.
The IUP women's basketball team bounced back last Saturday against Gannon at the KCAC after a heartbreaking loss against Cal U on the road. It wouldn't be an easy game as Gannon is ranked second in the PSAC West after IUP. Gannon's defense made it especially hard for IUP shooters as they were only able to make 3 out of 11 shots from the three-point line. In the end, IUP was able to pull ahead in the final minute and defeat Gannon 59-54. Leading IUP in scoring was Justina Mascaro with 23 points, followed by Lexi Griggs and Raja Fink with 10 points. Griggs also did especially well on defense with 7 rebounds and 4 steals. The win was much needed as IUP's historic winning streak was ended by Cal U. IUP is on the road again against Seton Hill Saturday, February 22nd. For IUP TV Sports, this is Colton Brooks.
Still on women's basketball, here is a report from Mackenzie Ucker on the women's player of the game.
This past weekend, IUP women's basketball played Gannon. For this game, they were looking to bounce back after their second loss of the season at California University. Their first loss was to then number 22 Glenville State. Despite the loss, they are still the number 1 seed in the PSAC West. They're looking to hopefully clinch the divisional title and hosting rights in the upcoming PSAC tournament. Our player of the game was number 33, sophomore guard Raja Fink, who had the opportunity to interview. Coming off the bench, she scored 10 points against the Golden Knights. Even though Fink is not a starter, she is one of our leading scorers off the bench. So far, she has scored a season high of 20 points. By doing so, it earned her her first Athlete of the Week award.
Raja, you were the top players off the bench. How important is it to be ready when you're being called upon?
Very important. I don't know.
just you gotta always be ready when your name's called. You never know.
Transitioning from women's basketball, let's talk about the men's team. Elliot Hicks brings us a game recap.
IUP men's basketball took on Gannon Saturday night at the KCAC in what was an exciting contest. The early part of the first half was largely controlled by the Crimson Hawks.
Foster, that one is from 3 and it's in. Armani Foster puts the first points on the board for the Crimson Hawks and gives them the lead.
Armani Foster lit up the scoreboard, scoring 20 points in the first half alone. But Gannon started their comeback late in the half and made things interesting for much of the second half. The lead flip-flopped in the middle and late parts of the half, literally going back and forth at times, before Malik Miller took over the game late.
Malik Miller goes for the deep 3 out of nowhere, and oh my goodness, Malik Miller taking over the KCAC.
He scored just 7 points in the first half, but totaled 30 for the game, leading the Crimson Hawks to an 85-83 victory to help them stay on top of the PSAC West. For IUP-TV Sports, I'm Elliot Hicks.
The player of the game for men's basketball is Armani Foster. Tristan Borland has the story.
They've been very strict about it, and they call it when they see it.
And up and layup, good for number 3, Armani Foster.
Sophomore Armani Foster is becoming the man here in Indiana, PA. The Meadville native currently sits with the title of top point scorer for the Crimson Hawks so far this season, with 435 points in total. Most of these points are due to Foster's legendary 5-game run, which started when Seton Hill came to the KCAC on Saturday the 29th. After scoring 21 points on Seton Hill, Armani Foster never looked back, as he then scored 20 points against Mercyhurst, 18 points on Slippery Rock,
Back and shot 3 there for Armani Foster.
24 points against Cal U, and had 26 points in a closely contested game versus Gannon.
Foster had the 2 big blocks. Foster, that one is from 3 and it's in. Armani Foster puts the first points on the board for the Crimson Hawks and gives them the lead.
For his contributions to their last victory against Gannon, the Crimson Hawks gave Armani Foster Player of the Week honors, and he also received Defensive Player of the Week honors from the PSAC. With the postseason coming up March 2nd, IUP will need Armani Foster to continue to play at this level for the rest of the year if they want to make a serious postseason run.
I fell in love with the campus, with the people, with my IUP life. See it for yourself. Visit us. Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Find your success.
It's time for the weather report. Here is Graham Drumgoole.
Hello, my name is Graham Drumgoole, and this is your weekly weather update. Tonight is going to be clear with a high of 29 and a low of 14. And there's a 0% chance of rain. Tomorrow morning, we will have plenty of sunshine with a high of 34 and a 0% chance of rain. Tomorrow night will be clear with a low of 19 and a 0% chance of rain. Now it's time to move on to our 5-day forecast. Saturday will be sunny, Sunday will be cloudy, and Monday will be rainy in the afternoon. Tuesday will be cloudy, and Wednesday will round out the week with a possibility of some rain showers. This has been Graham Drumgoole with your weekly weather update, and back to you, Sam and Kyle.
Victims and survivors of sexual and domestic violence are invited to come and design a shirt, all of which will be anonymously displayed as a part of Take Back the Night to raise awareness and show support for victims and survivors of these crimes. The event will be next Thursday, February 20th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Suites on Maple East, room G60. This workshop is only for victims and survivors of sexual violence and domestic violence. It is anonymous. All materials will be provided.
This semester's 6 o'clock series invited guest speakers for various topics related to students and IUP community interests. Ranging from music and history, politics to health, this event takes place in the Hub Auditorium every Monday from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
The IUP Planetarium will present a free public show on Friday, February 28th at 7 p.m. in Wyatt Hall, room 134. The show will be astronomy and focusing on the complexities of calendars.
Once again, the Theater and Dance Department in the School of Music will run an opera Don Giovanni. from February 27th to March 1st. This is a full-length opera on Don Giovanni. Make sure to get your tickets to this exciting production.
That's all the news we have for this week. Next week, we will report a story on Don Giovanni Opera production, as well as a plan for the brand new Natural Sciences and Mathematics building in IUP. Tune in next week for more news. Reporting for IUP-TV News, my name is Samantha McGill.
And my name is Kyle Bernstein. We'll see you next week, Indiana.